Now we're taking a quick look at artifacts here. There are no common artifacts in M13. So we're jumping right into uncommons, which means you're not going to see them a lot, but given that we're drafting or playing six-pack sealed and with a single set, you'll see them. First one is Chronometon. This guy, if you get dropped on turn 1 and the person has spare mana, he does get to be fairly large, and he gets to be quite annoying. He's not impossible, and I'm not completely sure if wasting your mana, 1 mana a turn after turn when you could be doing something else, is worth it. But on the other hand, there are a fair number of Intimidate dudes and so forth in the format, and he blocks all of them. It's a new card. It's one I'm still evaluating. I have not been sad to have it as a 23rd card in my decks, but I don't think it's a real high pick. Clock of Omens is garbage. Elixir of Immortality, we've seen this before. Gem of Becoming, if you are actually trying to become Nicol Bolas, that's fine. It is mana fixing for colors that don't otherwise get it, but unless you happen to be 2 of the colors splashing a 3rd, I'm not sure it's worth it. On the other hand, I've splashed it and sealed, and it's worked. J-Tome, I don't think the format is this slow. I really don't. Kite Sail, we've seen this one before recently. It's fine with some of the green fatties and so forth and trample dudes. It's not great, but it's another reason to play Turn to Slag and Naturalize and so forth. Phyrexian Hulk, we've seen him before. If you need a fatty and you don't have it, there you go. Primal Clay, generally if you're winning, he's a 2/2 flyer. I have played him as a 3/3 artifact creature, not very commonly, and if you're really behind, he is a 1/6 wall, although that's usually a desperation play. Moving on, there are 4 rings. All of them are similar. They have hexproof, or actually they have 2 equipped creature gains something, or sometimes it just gives it all the time, like equipped creature has vigilance. At the beginning of the counter, at the beginning of your upkeep, put a +1/+1 counter on equipped creature. If it's blue, there's a blue, a green, red, black, etc. And equip cost of 1. The counters add up. The best rings, the hexproof blue is fair. I haven't seen that ability all that much. The black gets regenerate, which at times can be very useful when you're attacking with something. Red gains haste. You can move it around. So basically, +1 mana, your fatty gets haste. Is fair. The green one gives green creatures trample, which is excellent. And the white one gives them vigilance, which is really, really good. Also, the +1 counter is actually really meaningful. I had a Ring of Thune. I played a Pillarfield Ox because I needed a blocker. My opponent had a whole bunch of 2/2s. Put this on there. 3 turns later, I have a 5/7 Vigilant Pillarfield Ox, which was quite annoying for my opponent. And when he finally drew a murder to get rid of it, then I moved it over to another creature and started pumping that thing up. The vigilance is quite annoying, especially on flyers that get big. And the trample is great on green creatures because you can start out with a 4/4 or something like that, one of the sentinel spiders, and it becomes a 6/6 trampling guy fairly quickly. And again, the rings are surprisingly playable and can be very frustrating if you see one drop on the other side when you're in a creature stall. It just it is another reason for Naturalize, and I think these, again, I'm early on in the format for me, but I think these are a higher pick than I might have otherwise thought. If you know what your color is and you see a ring in that color, it's probably worth taking, unless you're staring at a really excellent creature or removal spell. So that is the artifacts in this set. We'll move on.